Hey, what's up, man? Brandon Weaver here again, alright? Today I want to talk to you about don't buy a house. Houses are big purchases, they're not investments. Okay, I guess real quick. Houses are not investments, they are big purchases. Houses are big purchases, not investments, because homes typically do not get you more money, more cash, more capital. They typically do not, okay? They don't, because when you put all that money into a down payment, you put it in a house, boom, it's in there, locked up, it's in that asset class. Homes are a big purchase. They cost a lot of money up front, right? Now, some people can do zero down payment or whatever this, I don't know what that is, but we're talking about classic, run-of-the-mill mortgage, you gotta put 20% down. So all that cash is gone, but you're like, hey, I'm gonna get that back. All right, well, with the rise of inflation, it's about 3% every year. That's a good estimate, okay, 3% every year. And with your money increasing as the property increases, right? Inflation, your money, you're like, okay, cool. All right, cool, it's gonna be worth more. Not so much, because one, you got property tax, gonna bring that down a little bit. You've got the maintenance. No, maintenance is part of the, no, you got the maintenance. And I don't know if you're part of a homeowners association, the HOA fees and whatnot, so those are gonna get you. You got insurance on that. Oh wow, you got a lot of stuff. Okay, well, you know, I still have a high standard of living in a home. Yes, but you could rent a home, okay? You're saying, I've got to buy this home because it's a good investment later down the line. Not really. You're gonna get out what you put into a home. So pretty much the investment that you put into it, you'll probably, maybe at best, break even. Kevin O'Leary has some great videos on it. He's an investment guy. He really knows this stuff, and a lot of you guys know him. He's on Shark Tank. I don't know if you've seen Shark Tank, but Kevin O'Leary is a big proponent of homes not being an asset class to invest in. There's a lot of people out there that say these things, don't buy a home. And I look at it too, I'm like, man, that'd be cool to be a homeowner and have my own place and my own, I don't have to deal with anybody, I don't have to, oh man, but it's just not a great investment. Do you want to tie up all of your liquidity, all of your cash into your house? I mean, if you have a lot of extra and you want to do it and you want to invest, whatever, you know, be my guest. But for the run-of-the-mill folks like me, and hopefully you are getting some value out of this, that's not a good place to stash your cash. Put 20% down on a home. I mean, Los Angeles is very expensive. Perhaps where you live is more affordable. But even if you're putting down 10 grand or 20 grand, could that money be used in something else? And again, you know, I'm like a broken record. I'm like, start your own business. Is that a better investment of your time? Well, I've already started my own business. Now I'm ready to buy a home. Okay, cool. You're in a different situation. It's a different video for you, man, all right? You probably don't want to buy a house when you could put your investments into something else that could yield about 5%, or excuse me, 7%, 5 to 7%, great. The market, even conservatively, 5% is beating inflation at 3%, which is actually the reason why your home is going up. The asset increases with inflation because that's what the market would bear. Oh, well, you know, now this is what the cost of that cash would be in the bank, okay? Boom, boom, boom. Inflation is a big indicator of what drives up the price of real estate. And I don't know if you guys hear, but there's a lot of work going on outside here in Los Angeles. This big commercial real estate boom. People are making all sorts of condos and people are purchasing them. And I just recently, there was a bunch of condos built in our area. And it's not the best of areas. I don't live in an area that is, when I first moved in the area, pretty much no one wanted to move in the area. Rent was cheap, it was inexpensive, it was probably pretty easy to get an apartment. Now it's super competitive to get an apartment here, and rent has gone up pretty much through the roof, and now you have these $1 million condos in the area. But the condos, and I've been in them, I was looking at them because a lot of people are selling them. It was very easy to walk into one at an open house that had been open for months and months and months because nobody's selling. It's like $1 million, it was like a $1.1 million or something for this home. But it's a condo and you're living next to other people that have condos. So you're like in an apartment, you're paying $1 million for this apartment. It's not good to tie up your liquidity in that much of an asset. I wouldn't tell you to go tie up all your cash, most of your cash, in any asset, 5% of your assets in one class, okay? 5% of your cash in one class. So 5% might be in dividend earning stocks with, Microsoft. 5% might be in dividend earning stocks with 3M, AT&T. You just kind of spread that out, and then you might you're like, okay, I have an asset class here. Do precious metals 5% in silver, 5% in gold, or whatever. Do an asset class over here. I'll do maybe I'll do real estate. Okay, but I don't have that much cash to put into that. I shouldn't put all my money into real estate. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so that's one of the big reasons not to buy a house. Now, you're saying I need a home, I have to have a home. Well, have you tried to rent first? Have you looked into potentially renting a home? Someone else is going to take care of all that taxes and fees and this mortgage, and you say, well, I'm paying off someone's mortgage. Hey, I personally have seen it happen time and time again. My girlfriend's parents, okay, they had to take care of the maintenance of the house, the roofing, all the maintenance just crippled her. Okay, crippled those parents. The maintenance of the home was so much. The maintenance of my parents' home was a lot. And I saw what they purchased the home for and what they sold it for. Now, if you really want to buy a home, okay, when it breaks down, if you can afford to pay off the mortgage in 7 years, if you can pay off the mortgage in 7 years, 7 years, okay, most people are financing their lives 20 years, 30 years out. You're going to be the same person in 20, 30 years. You will want to live in the same home for 20, 30 years. You're like, hey, Brandon, I could sell anytime. Really, you can sell anytime? I'm seeing there's a real estate boom here in LA, and people are having a tough time selling. People are having a tough time selling all over. And you saw it. You saw in 2008 when the market crashed and they had all these issues with the homes and this and that. I mean, and you want to jump back in the market. So don't do it. You put yourself back into debt. You can't get out from under it very quickly. You can't. You think you can sell at any time. Okay, well, just to transition that, let's focus on the fees you're going to pay. You're going to have to pay taxes on the money that you make off of that investment, okay? You're going to have to pay a broker fee. You're probably going to have to pay someone to come out and assess what the house is worth. There's all sorts of, I think it's like 10 to 15% of that cash is just going to go when you sell it. So think about it. Think about it before you really do it. Think about how much money you're going to put into it. I think it is far better to rent at this point, this stage in the game. I believe that the prices for homes are pretty overinflated right now still, and you'd be better off serving and saving that money and putting it in the bank, having some cash. Don't finance your life out 20, 30 years. If you can pay off a mortgage in 7 years, you're going to be in the same place. You want to buy a home in Chicago or Florida, and you're going to be in Chicago, or you're going to be in Tampa for 7 years, and you can pay off that mortgage in 7 years. Or perhaps you buy in this house and someone else is going to pay your mortgage or whatever, then fine. But if you want to buy a home, you think it's an investment and it's the American dream, it's probably not the right choice at this point, at this juncture, okay? And if you're still having credit issues, because you got to have good credit to buy a home anyway. If you need a good interest loan, you want a low interest, you got to have good credit. If you're still having derogatories, negative issues on your credit, please visit me, 609creditrepair.com. Please go to my website. Please buy my information, 609creditrepair.com. It will help you out. It's helped me out. It changed my life. It's changed a lot of other people's lives out there. And I would love to help you. You can email me with your questions, comments, and concerns. If you have questions, comments, and concerns, you can also put them in the comments down below. I put all of my information in the description box below as well. Give this a thumbs up if this helps you out. So in that case, make sure your credit is good and you can get a good interest on your loan. 609creditrepair.com. I'm out, guys. Thanks.